By the flag.
Mr. Ban meets with President Muhammadu Buhari, one of the main reasons why he's in Nigeria. The meeting point is the presidential villa in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. Their talks last for about 1 hour, focusing on development, human rights, peace and security, especially the Boko Haram insurgency. The UN Secretary General acknowledges the smooth transition process in the country.
This week, ladies and gentlemen, will witness the 500th day of the kidnapping of the Chibok schoolgirls. I want to reiterate my support for the Chibok girls and so many other innocent abducted girls and boys whose names and fate remain unknown. It is intolerable that their lives and schooling has been disrupted in this way. The whole world has been moved by their fate. I once again call in the strongest possible terms on those responsible to unconditionally release these girls and many other abducted children. President Buhari has embarked on an agenda for change, and I commend him highly for prioritizing insecurity, anti-corruption, and unemployment issues. My message is simple. The United Nations supports your efforts to advance hope, peace, sustainable development, and human rights in a comprehensive way.
We have discussed with him the difficult time Nigeria finds itself, the destruction of infrastructure, especially in the northeast, the rehabilitation of the infrastructure, and the over 1.5 million internally displaced persons that have to be morally, physically, and materially rehabilitated. And the efforts, we think the United Nations Secretary General can convey to the United Nations so that Nigeria can be helped in the identified problems we have.
At the Foreign Affairs Ministry, the UN scribe meets with the Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, diplomats, policymakers, and civil society leaders. Issues of democracy, development, countering violent extremism, and climate change top agenda for discussion.
Without addressing climate change, sustainable development goals will be seriously hampered and destroyed. Therefore, I'm asking all of you, whether you are in the government, whether you are in the business or civil society, it's not only the work of government. Now I'm asking the business sectors that they should do more.
Extremism is not entirely a product of socio-economic exclusion. It is also a function of permitting religious and radical ethnocentric teachings and pedagogy without a persuasive counter-narrative.
The meeting gives the Sultan of Sokoto another opportunity to dissociate the insurgents from Islam while calling on the UN to support Buhari's government in locating and returning money stolen and stashed in foreign accounts.
I'd like to request you, how can you use your office to bring back all the money stolen from this country and start in foreign banks back to our country to develop. I'm saying this because I listened to Mr. President a few hours ago when he said corruption is the worst human rights abuse in the world. And I totally believe in him, in what he said. Because corruption is the root, is the foundation of all bad governance and all the heinous crimes being committed across the world.
Talks so far by the UN boss seem to bring fresh hope of finding the over 200 Chibok schoolgirls abducted by insurgents in April 14, 2014.
In the House of Kings, and our sons can be strong and mighty.
The Bring Back Our Girls group, led by the convener, Dr. Obi Ezekwesili, is confident his visit will reignite the rescue efforts and the total fight against terrorism in the country.
We have insisted that the global resources pulled together would enable the kind of intelligence that would support the location of our Chibok girls. There is no how in this world that 219 young women in these days of modern technology would completely vanish into space. There is a way to gather intelligence, and the United Nations has the platform to really make this issue a front-burner issue in the way that the global community would support the Nigerian government. One of the terrible things that happened in the previous dispensation was that many nations thought that our own government was not serious about the recovery of our Chibok girls, and so it affected the nature of engagement that they had with our government. More and more, in meetings that we have had with a number of countries, their leadership have said that with the new leadership, they are more open to supporting as much as possible, to seeing the location of our girls and the recovery of our girls and the eradication of extremism in our country, a decimation of Boko Haram. That is something we definitely are hoping that the visit of the UN Secretary General would actually help cement even more.
How do you feel considering the fact that girls of your age are still in the cage of insurgents?
I feel that they are in pain, they are in agony, and then I want the government to bring them back.
Mr. Ban's visit coincides with the 4th anniversary of the bombing of the 3-story building of the UN headquarters in Abuja. "21 people were killed on that fateful day and 60 others badly wounded.
We need stretchers. We need stretchers. We need springboards."
A car bomber had broken through the well-secured gate, detonating the explosives. Conducting the wreath laying in honor of the bomb blast victims, the UN boss encourages staff members of the organization to continue working hand in hand with Nigeria's government for the fulfillment of their purpose, which is based on humanity.
I want to thank the government of Nigeria for its commitment to rebuild the United Nations House as a symbol of the resilience of our extraordinary cooperation. Working together, let us honor our fallen colleagues in the best way possible. By working together to build a better future for people of Nigeria and people of the world. That's our mission. And let us recommit ourselves while celebrating the 70th anniversary of the United Nations to make this world better for all, where nobody will be left behind.
Nigeria recently celebrated 1 year without a new polio case. But we'll wait till 2017 to be certified by the World Health Organization if there's no new case of polio transmission. This feat has drawn commendation from the UN scribe as he visits the primary health center in Nigeria's capital city, Abuja. He promises to rally global support for Nigeria's efforts to attain a polio-free status by the year 2017. Mr. Ban Ki-moon is the 8th Secretary General of the United Nations. He took office on January 1st, 2007 and was unanimously re-elected by the General Assembly in June 2011. Mr. Ban will continue to serve in his capacity as the UN scribe till December 2016. His visit to Nigeria is seen as a fresh hope for development and progress for the country with the UN support.